Hello everyone, Avaira is here. Let's continue Pathfinder. Today will be, I can call it bonus stream, 3-hour stream. Anyway, a bit shorter than normally, so next week schedule will be different, so probably I will stream for one stream each day, maybe even each day, for 5 hours, except of Sunday. Maybe we'll be streaming Sunday, but around 2 hours, because D&D. I'm playing actually each Sunday in D&D. So, I'm not sure about camera. Am I did it right? I'm not sure. But okay. I probably fixed all the problems. Why the game was crashed yesterday after 4 hours playing. Probably because GPU was overloaded, especially with Avatar, so I fixed it with NVIDIA by just capping at 60 FPS, because when the game going close to 100, that's actually pretty good for Unity in my video card, but still. Just not enough. It cannot be enough for Unity, because Unity can hit everything. So, we hear sounds of battle. And we can go up or... Oh, that is great. Lone Sparrow. Why is this Lone Sparrow is, I don't know, golden? Mornings and I. Okay, let's go to the noise. Alright. They're tough. The half-orc before you, wearing armor adorned with Iomide golden swords, is clearly exhausted. She obviously hasn't gotten much sleep over the last few days. There is soot on her face and fresh blood on her sword. Her hazel eyes are hard and focused, and her firm voice sounds accustomed to giving orders. She says you up, surprised, judged whether you are friend or foe, and opens her mouth to ask you something, but freezes when she spots Anya. Don't tell me she's this wife. Oh my god.
By the goddess, Nebi, I'd almost lost all hope.
Everything's fine, Beth. I'm here. I'm here. This here's a new friend. She rounded up those of us who survived the fall and led us up to the surface. Without her, we'd never have made it out.
Yeah, and people wasn't happy with Dragon Age 2 characters. Okay, that was surprise.
Let me introduce you to my wife, Arabeth Tirabade, head of the Eagle Watch.
Yeah.
Until the army arrives, I'm the temporary warden of Canobras. And you're just in time. As you can see, we're in the middle of a battle. And thank you for getting Anevia out of there.
Alright, straight to the business. Where are we?
The Grey Garrison. Until recently, it served as barracks for the Crusaders, but it's now been taken over by cultists.
And what is the target of this battle?
When the demons attacked the city, their main target was the Wardstone. I trust I don't have to explain to you what the Wardstone is and how important it is to the Crusaders.
Yeah, I know.
We must retake it at any cost, or the fall of Canobras will be the beginning of the end of the Crusades, and with them, the rest of the world. I see that you had a difficult journey to the surface. You need to rest. But there's a lot riding on this battle. I have no right to command you, but I'm asking you to help us.
Probably she cannot be a companion. If First of all, I have important information about the location of a cultist den.
Very good. Report to me in full when we get back to the Defender's Heart. It's our temporary headquarters. Right now, the most dangerous cultists are here. The ones occupying the Grey Garrison.
Grey Garrison? Know nothing about it. Also, we met some mongrels who live beneath Canabras. This is none, by the way.
Most people in Canabras think that the children of the First Crusaders are simply a legend. Other people say that the day you emerge on the surface heralds the start of the end of the world. I'm not superstitious, but the situation is apocalyptic, all right. Having a living legend on our side can't hurt.
Come on, living legend? A walking folktale, maybe? I just need to make sure I don't turn into a running joke.
But you can. Yeah, you're right, Anthony. So, what's the situation in the city?
The city's gone.
Oh.
Most of the defenders, including the Dragon Terendelev, fell in the first few hours. The civilians either fled or died in the chaos. The place is overrun with cultists and demons.
Don't talk like that. Canabras hasn't fallen. Not while it still has defenders like you and me.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet words don't change the grim truth.
No, she's right. Thank you, Knight. Until we no longer have the strength to hold a weapon, until Iomedae abandons us, we will fight for Canabras.
Yeah, you will fight, but it doesn't mean you can win. So, tell me about this Wardstone. Why is it so important?
The Ward Stones are a gift of Iomedae. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the Celestial armies. The Ward Stones keep the World Wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Canabras Obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the Abyss.
And how did the Wardstone end up in the Grey Garrison?
The demons have long laid siege to Canabras, but this time, their lord Dascari appeared in the flesh. He ripped the Wardstone from the ground and hurled it halfway across the city to here. I thought the stone was destroyed, but it seems all is not lost, yet. Dascari has gone, but the Wardstone is surrounded by a horde of those creatures. What are they going to do to it? Nothing good, that's for certain.
But how did he do that? He's a demon! The Wardstone should have burned his filthy hide!
It should have. But what happened, happened. We don't know why.
Let's not waste any time. To battle!
That's the spirit! You, take Anavia to the rear. The rest of you with me.
That stupid locust. I'm not prepared for this.
The doesn't manage this party. He elaborate brazen interspersed with disgruntled muttering. Horgus is holding his rapier held in a white-knuckled grip. A bit of sweat trickles down from his temple.
Lord Horgus Gwyrm, forgive me. I did not realize we had civilians among us. My people will escort you somewhere safe. To the extent that anywhere in Canabras can be said to be safe right now.
Now
That's
we will
right.
probably
Fighting
get the
spirit
part.
is the one thing that we've got plenty of. Actual fighting power, that's not so great. Fighting know-how, even worse. But fighting spirit, at least we're rich in that.
Yeah, he's right.
For Iomedae! For the Queen! Kill the beast!
That's the real spirit. Alright. They run this way. I can go different way, by the way. Ostrog partishes. Okay, I should connect them. Actually, they cost money, you know. What they did there? Anyway. Oh, look at this. No, okay, everyone praying for the sword. That actually remind me by the form of Neverwinter Nights. Okay. The door won't budge. Looks like it's knocked from the other side. Oh well. Let's go. Probably should rest. Oh my. Have Divine Dwarf. Now playing with the outer and turn option enabled. This option allows the game to end the turn automatically when character finishes their standard and move actions. Do you want to leave this option enabled? Probably yes, why not? Discourage counters. Baphomet counters. So they working together. So we probably don't need turn-based right now. Oh. Oh, maybe we need. Just look at it. They just spawned from nowhere. Maybe we still don't need it. Let's just don't tank everyone. Oh. It is time to take everything. Throw glaive. Just daggers. Chain shirts. We probably don't need chain shirts. With rock skies. Okay. What about the symbol? Everyone just ignore it. Just look at this. You can just move around and didn't do anything. So it was magic. Okay, get it. How can I remove the magic? I mean, we have dudes that know about Arcana. By the way, maybe sealed. Oh. Let's see. I have not completed the mission in the Great Garrison yet. Okay. Looks like I can go back to this place later. Great Garrison. Maybe we can protect this place and then use it. That's why. Let's use lockpick.
This one was beyond me.
Really? Just use another one? Oh yeah. Soldier or what? Potion of inflict light wounds? Poison? When laying your hands upon a creature, yeah, but how about using it like a potion? You drink and get this damage or what? And wait a second, I can see a great axe, some gems. Can I take it? Even armor. This way. What about the pictures? Okay, nothing special. Oh crap. So this is the warrant. Hey, I know you. So you're one of these countess. Who? How it going, pal? Want to join? Your lot will be a death zone, but will be a knife. I can't. Come on, leave these losers. The Crusaders are over. Soon the demons will rule the whole world. Come on, just run to them. Here goes Dustin. Oh, hail Baphomet. Coward, the traitor. Oh my god. I am there protects us. The demons stand no chance. Okay. Maybe now we need turn-based. This is too many of them. And even evokers. Okay. Oh, just look. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Okay, we need to focus on our part. Could they just scream something like "All hail Baphomet" and come with them, huh? Just in case. Probably not. Okay, let's go up, everyone.
Let's try this way.
Okay, Alan, it's time to shoot. And shoot good. Sharpshooters. Okay, can you kill him? Really? Attack of opportunity from this distance? Oh, because of the weapon, yeah. Okay, they probably using reach stuff. Okay, just attack him.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Yeah. Guide your blade. What can we do?
I'll cut you wide open.
Let's protect the only archer left. Okay. Damn, they come in. Oh. Nice damage. Damn. What level she is? 5? 6? Oh my god. Okay, they don't have a chance. All we need to do actually is just wait until they slaughter everyone. The only problem, we need to survive this time. Okay. I also can actually use my Night of the Angels, I suppose. Or I can just cut them. Probably this is better. I bite him for 6 damage. Nah, what was the arrows and animations, huh? Oh, well.
To the fray.
Oh yeah. 360 no scope.
The spirits demand your blood.
Have they killed Traitor or not? Yeah, probably they already did it.
Bruise.
Yeah, she almost dead. I don't like it. I need to heal her. Someone died somewhere. Oh.
I'll just sit
Oh
here.
fuck. I
Don't
didn't
worry
heal
about
her.
me.
Yeah, still should fight probably. Damn, my button is actually more effective. Damn, the same bug as in previous Pathfinder. The damage before the shooting looks weird. Should you charge? Probably yes. If she can. She cannot. Because I don't know why, actually.
You are
Right, that's the
today's
name.
sacrifice.
He dead? He dead. He dead, he dead. Oh. He dies. Okay, probably we can go just push them. Push! Oh, fuck. That's a bunch of counters. Oh my god. Back? Back? Just back? Oh. You back? Fuck. Yeah, I should go back.
So this is how
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm not happy with this. Where is our paladin? Paladin just stands and do nothing because of the archer. Fuck. I get it. I need to tank. I don't wanna tank all this. Oh crap. Everyone attacking me. What can I do? Can just rush. Okay, they all were stuck because of this stupid recruit. Now everyone killing me. Okay, I can just hope that I don't know actually what will happen. Okay, kill the wizard. Probably I should fight defensively. Yeah. It's for penalty, but plus 2 bonus. Yeah, maybe I can survive this fight. Do this, man. Just kill them. I will tank them. You shall not pass. I found best tactics. Okay, kill this guy's dude, please. I should drink a potion. No provocant. Any friend? Oh yeah, nice. What about the quiver? I bet special quiver. Yeah, none can use it. It's time to use it. Okay. We did it! Together we killed everyone.
This will hurt.
Yeah, this will definitely hurt.
This spell doesn't work like that.
Why? Because of the corpses or what?
A calculated risk.
Okay, probably I can disable it. Aha! Okay. Oh, wait a second, she died! Minus 70! Who did this damage? I mean, how? How she goes into minus 17? Oh my god. Okay, we have last round of skill. Probably again on her. Yeah, okay.
Are we in trouble yet?
I can go without them, but okay, let's use it. I should be more careful. Anyway.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
Yeah, what is the skill?
A bright future awaits us.
And where is the skill? Oh, yeah, I'm dumb a bit. Just give me this. All right. And this one is bugged for her. Shouldn't use it, and then. Okay. Now we probably can heal each other. Hey, come to us. Your knife again. How can we use that? Like, object bond. A bonded object can be used once per day to restore anyone's spell that someone had prepared for this day. Okay, get it. Okay. Now it's time to load. Finally. There's some fire scrolls. Can I use them? Punching dagger. No Mastrok stuff. Chainmail. Oh, medium armor. Huh, maybe I can use it. I wonder, can they use the scrolls? They drop in them, but can they use them? Probably yes, in a non-fight. Yeah, I can use all the stuff. Like Scroll of Fire by them. What it is, magical fireworms, embedding granting you fire resistance 5 and making you get hot to the touch. Oh. How can you know it? As done detection, you can brace the 15-foot cone of fire or what? Info. No. Deal 1 to 4 points of fire damage. Meh. Stuff. Grove Haze of Dreams. Ba ba bum. Okay, nothing actually special. Cause fear, scroll bane. Remove fear. Yeah, by the way, remove fear can be useful.
No mistakes.
Rebuff it. Okay, we'll deal with them. What about these corpses? Yeah, also on these difficulties there is more enemies around than on previous difficulties. Maybe that's why we were stuck. Drop longbow. Still composite longbow better. This way composite longbows also pretty expensive. So many corpses. What's going on? Ow. So, no way back, I suppose. At least not like this. What are they?
What's this? Do we have guests? Just in time. The place is a bit of a mess, and I haven't even poured the blood into the goblets yet. Why don't you... Oh! What an unexpected surprise! Staunton, my little sweetheart. Long time no see. I've missed you so much. Have you missed me? Admit it. You missed me terribly.
Monaco. You again, you wench!
What the hell is going on?
Minago, the one who... Be careful. She's one of the deadliest creatures in the whole demon horde. She was once responsible for a massacre in Canabris. She must be back to finish what she started.
I know nothing about the massacre in Canabris, but sounds bad. Yeah, probably I shouldn't. Nothing there. Right now, at least. We are actually too weak. And better to just let her go somewhere. Staunton, do you know this demon?
Does he know me? Staunton, darling. Tell them all how close we were.
Oh my?
That wench? She's the one who led me astray. She's the reason my life has gone to the abyss. She's the reason why Dressen fell.
All this divorce. I was blaming women's in all the problems. What about Dresden? Founded as a city fortress during the harbors of the First Mandavian Crusade, Dresden was overtaken by the demonic hordes of the World Wound. It now stands as a demonic monument to the foolish naivety of those early crusaders. So he... one of the naive early crusaders?
Oh my, like butter wouldn't melt. What I remember is how eagerly you would run to our trysts, how you begged to see me again, how you promised you'd do anything I asked. By your own free will, you said this. And now you claim that Dresden fell because of me. No, my dear. That was entirely your own doing.
Do we have a dwarf traitor?
I'll beat your lying lips into your filthy throat!
Now, Staunton, don't say things like that. Not about these lips, the ones you kissed so sweetly. Staunton, dearest, don't you love me anymore? Remember how good we were together? I was so hoping that we could patch things up.
I'll kill you!
Really good and irritating. By the way, welcome Habarov? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Reach. Sharpshooters. Okay, they have one wizard and 2 sharpshooters. We should focus them somehow. Should we use turn-based? Yeah, probably it's too many of them. Menu, activity stuff. Oh, let's increase our commander. Oh yeah, pretty big health orc. And focus on them. Oh! Yeah, that was cool. Just one shot. What a weird creature. Fabricandino. Outsider key. Armor cost 15? Oh. They're not that tough. They probably still resistant to everything. Okay, still just a
The light, take you!
and that's it. Okay. Everyone missing. Actually, when I already killed wizard, probably we can just... or maybe not. You should be healed somehow. Yeah, but probably we will get attacks of opportunity. Fight defensively. And drink poison. Can you drink poison? Thank you. Okay. It's time to heal him. Everyone focused hell. At least she survived.
Focus on the goal.
Okay, what about loot? No loot from demons, surprisingly. What's the symbol? The unholy symbol of Descaria, the demon lord who attacked in numbers, drawn in human blood. Nice. Let's move somehow. What the hell is going on? As soon as you step into the chamber, your vision seems to darken and your knees buckle. You struggle to keep your balance. The air in here is laden with the power coming from the stone. Suddenly, your head is filled with voices, screaming, whispering, cackling, threatening, voices pleading for help, shrieking curses and taunts. You blink, and the illusion passes.
Congratulations. You made it all the way here. This is it. Your precious ward stone. Well, what are you planning to do now, I could kill you where you stand, but wouldn't it be nice if you could die in battle like heroes? No. I want you to die in despair, scrabbling around like rats in the blighted ruins of your city, blind and broken, your flesh scabbed and seeping, and every moment knowing precisely what was done to you.
Sounds terrifying. Except that's how we've been living for generations.
There isn't a soul that can resist the temptations of the abyss. Even a stone can be turned. I'm not joking. Your precious ward stone, weakened from the injury inflicted by Discari, has almost succumbed to my charms. Soon the whole barrier around the world wound, the gift of your useless goddess, will be a weapon of the abyss. Just a little more and boom. Every city with one of these eyesores stuck in the middle of it, from Canabras to Nerosian, will turn into smoking craters, and all the mortals into red sludge beneath our hooves.
What about dreams?
So you have a choice. Especially you, my pet. Kiss me on my dainty hoof. Pledge your loyalty to Baphomet. And when the world falls, its ruins shall be yours.
Just... who are you?
You've already forgotten me. You mortals have awfully short memories. Even shorter than your little lives. Staunton, sweetums. Don't you want to introduce me to your friends properly? No? Well, I'd better do it myself. I am Minago, Lily 2 and faithful servant of Baphomet, and leader of his armies. The city is mine now. I'm just starting to settle in, get things just how I like them. But once I'm finished, I promise you, the results will be simply to die for.
And it was such a charming little place until you sullied it with your presence. It had such lovely boulevards, quiet and shaded. You took those away from me, and I shan't forgive you for that.
They've done much worse things than spoil the promenades. All the people they've killed.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, you're right. I grieve for the common folk as well.
I doubt about it. You feel righteous furious well within you. How dare this demon besmirch the ground of this beautiful world with her hooves, a world created by the gods and cultivated by mortals. And this countess, how dare they betray all that is sacred in this world and join the forces of the foulest evil? Can they repent and redeem themselves, or have they followed the path of evil past that point of no return? The Warstone seems to sense your thoughts. The chamber grows slightly brighter. And what are you doing to the stone?
Well, quite what am I doing to it? Probably the same thing I did to many of your comrades. Sweetly and tenderly persuading it to abandon the mortals and join our side.
Prepare to fight to the death, demon! We won't let that happen.
You feel a sudden rush of wild rage, and with it comes a feeling of monstrous, unbranded, and destructive power. It is like the power you felt in the Shield Maze when you were confronting Sabamelech, but now it feels more fully fledged, more conscious. Alright. Your victory celebration, a little premature, demon. Oh yeah, give me the sword. That would do it. Echoes the holy flame erupting from your hand. The light also gets brighter and brighter until it floods the chamber. You hear the voices again, stronger now. They repeat your words like a chorus of angels.
Hey, no eyes! Didn't you tell us that heaven had turned its back on us and no one would come to our aid?
Don't listen to him. The fiend wants us to lose all hope. She won't succeed.
I'm done with this shit! I only followed this hoofed menace because I thought the Crusaders had it, and there was no other way to protect my family. But now I see that there is hope. I won't bow before these heinous idols ever again. If they kill me, at least I'll die a decent death.
Yes! Return to our side, friends! Have courage! We will welcome you back. And heaven never abandoned you, no matter what this deceiver told you.
Turncoat, I'll cut out your heart.
We'll see how tough you really are. We let you frighten us once, but it won't happen again.
Okay, we have some allies. Oh, and we need to fight Minago. She's actually at 28 level. We have 0 chance. What should we do? How we should it? How we should do it? Okay, am I changed to or not? No, I don't want to rest. I want to see the stats. Yeah, I'm still this damn weakling. I have some, I don't know, holy power of sorts, but that's it. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I should just somehow deal with other counters and everything will be fine. I cannot charge anyway. The reason my charge ability works weird. Okay. Yeah, probably charging on the smart action, but charge! I have them holy sword. I will attack you. Anyway. Surprisingly, I can charge close to her. It's actually weird. Yeah, past blocked, I know. Anyway.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Recruit stacked. Oh, okay, he can shoot. Okay, I'm not sure that we can shoot her. She has 36 armor class. Have 0 chance. Should focus others. Then maybe she will leave the space when we do this. Yeah, I cannot charge. Rabbit, please do something. And throws track the commander has failed central. Yeah, I know. Oh fuck. How we can deal with her? Actually, it was a bad decision to attack her anyway. Anyhow. But okay. Because even on 20 I cannot hit her. Anyhow. Yeah. No way. I need to go around. The only problem, she probably will attack and she probably will one-shot. But okay, let's try. Yeah. 30 damage. Oh, okay. She almost dead for sure. Shouldn't come close to her. Oh, nice, great. She also has no chance. I actually have no idea why we're fighting. Because we have no chance against her. Is it a 0?
That's it. I'm tired of playing around now. You want to know what will happen when I'm done with the Ward Stone? Here's a little demonstration.
We have the bunch here. As dimness whispers a spell, and a wave of darkness sweeps through the chamber. Your companion swings in pain, but it is nothing compared to what you feel. Thousands of voices once again burst into your mind, drawing you in their moans, screams, and sobs. Pain rocks through your skull. Your evil spells won't stop a righteous army.
Iomedae is with us!
Yes, yes. Keep telling yourself that.
The roar of voices blends into an unbreakable wall of screaming. Your vision goes dark. Okay. Looks like this sword didn't help me at all.
Praise Iomedae, you woke up. Healing your wounds was easy, but you were unconscious for so long I was starting to worry we'd lost you.
So, did we win?
Sadly, no. We couldn't stand up to the demoness. Her spells were too strong. It's all right. We'll handle it somehow. You blacked out, but Staunton and I managed to get you here to the Defender's Heart. It used to be a tavern, but now it's our headquarters. We're gathering our forces here, and we're preparing to strike back.
Alright. By the way, I remember that I found a cultist dispatched in the dungeons. It seems they are holed up in the Tower of Estrad.
Demons have been filling Canabras with their spies and infiltrators for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough people to attack the place right now. At least not blindly. I'd be grateful if you snuck in there and scouted out the situation. But just scouting. Don't be a hero.
Maybe, yeah. 54 experience. Really? And what is the situation in the city?
Bad, but not hopeless. We're constantly getting news, and new sources of resistance keep springing up in the districts where everyone seemed to be dead. The survivors are gathering here. You should see them. Their faces, their eyes burning with determination. The city is destroyed, but our resistance is not broken. We will keep fighting.
So, what do you plan to do next?
You heard what the demon said. They're going to desecrate the Ward Stone and blow up the whole barrier around the World Wound. That would be an even worse disaster than the World Wound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Canabras, but every city with a Ward Stone will be destroyed, including the capital. We can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomedae's gift must not become a weapon of the Abyss.
Yeah, sure. True paladin. Okay, I get it. So, can I help you in any way?
First of all, we need to decide what to do with the stone once we get it. What I'm about to say is classified. A traveler came to the city recently. A blind elf calling himself the Storyteller.
Oh.
He insisted he be allowed to examine the Ward Stone, and he raised the alarm when his study was finished. Even before the demon attack, he had found some damage or flaw in the stone. Prelate Hulrune dismissed his words as nonsense, borderline blasphemy. But between you and me, the prelate's opinion isn't worth much. I think the Storyteller knew what he was talking about. We could use his advice right now, if only we knew where he was. I remember the Storyteller spent a lot of time talking to Staunton, a dwarf from my unit. You saw him during the demon attack. The elf asked him about the history of the Crusades. Maybe the Storyteller told Staunton something about where we could find him if anything happened.
Okay.
There's another problem. After the attack, the demons began to gather their forces at the Grey Garrison. It'll be even harder to take them with a head-on assault. But I once heard soldiers talking about a secret entrance to the garrison. Trouble is, I have no idea where to look for it. While you explore the city, please keep your eyes open, in case you find something we can use.
Alright.
And one last thing. The Eagle Watch has lost a lot of soldiers recently. Some were killed, but others simply haven't been seen since the attack. In the chaos that is now Canabris, it's next to impossible to confirm anything for sure. One of the missing fighters is Janna Aldori, a new recruit in the Watch. She got along well with Sela, and she often went drinking with her. I honestly thought Sela and Janna had died together. But now Sela's returned with you, and there's no sign of Janna. If you learn anything of her whereabouts when you're out in the city, please report back.
I remember her from the square. Alright, and... okay, everything is clear.
May the goddess help you. We're still fighting, which means that Canabris still hasn't fallen. If you come across any groups in the city that can fight, send them here to the Defender's Heart. We'll need every fighter we can muster for the final assault. Yes, one more thing. If you're in the area, check out this address. It's our house. Mine and Anevia's. Well, it was our house. If the building is still standing, open the hidden compartment in the kitchen. It's filled with supplies for a rainy day. You can take whatever you find. You have more need of it.
So in English, they call that rainy day. In Russian, we call it, if I will translate, black day. Oh well. So, personal chest and rest. Oh, this is crap from prepared cheese, I suppose. Okay. Just, oh, they unidentified. I don't want to use them actually, because this is stupid. According to basic balance of the game, you shouldn't use something like this. Hey, wait. Mind if I bend your ear about something? Anya is outside your door, leaning casually against the shelf. So, here is the first and most important thing. Bench gave you a crucial mission. I get that, and I know you'll get the job done. I saw you in action, but here is the rub. By sending you out on an errand, we weaken our defenses here. If they come at us while you're gone, I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off. So, do you want me to stay here and guard the tavern? You what? No! Your task is far too important. You can't just haul up here all costs like waiting for the demons to knock on the door. We need to take the fight to them. But if those freaks try to make a move on this place, Vessel will send a runner to get you. If that happens, you'll leg it back here, alright? Because if you don't, you'll be coming back to an ash pile. Got it? Yeah, I got it. So, when do you think the demons will attack next? Yeah, I guess it's as good as mine. It might not be here. They could attack the whole damn city. Those vermin know they lost the upper hand and that we're going to push back hard. If things kick off here, you should know after they attack, some things could be changed beyond recognition. So if you got any businesses that need taken care of, you'd better do it soon. Well, thanks you for the warning. See you later. Wait, there is something else. So, the rift is a damn bit left with its skies. Yeah, well, it cuts the city into two, and it's kind of difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there is a halfway decent place to set up a crossing in Market Square. Not that any of them tried it to make sure, but if you got a mind to go across, and I think you're gonna have to eventually, you might wanna give the square a once over. Okay. Thank you for the warning. See you later. Later, what you saw out here. Okay. Leaders coming out to the door. So I have opportunity to speak with everyone right now. Hello to everything because I can. Because probably no one give a fuck about that. Do you know? A young man in well-worn traveling clothes and a simple wooden symbol of Aristotle on his chest is efficiently cutting a linen rope into strips to use as bandages. Despite his visible exhaustion, he works with zeal, singing some tune about red braids and ripe sheaves of wheat under his breath. He raises his arm, his warm chestnut-colored eyes to you. I am one of the Crusaders. Thank you for defending those of us who don't lie of the battlefield. I'm Journo, servant of Aristotle. Pleased to meet you. And I can tell him something like, hey, I'm Avaira. So, what do you do? I only took my holy orders recently, so my god has only bestowed a little of his power upon me as yet. I'm sorry to say that the number of wounded fighters in this tavern is far beyond my power to heal. But there is a reason people say, have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wounded with magic, but I can at least cut up bandages. So, are you from around here? No. I was just passing through Canabris. I was sailing down that old man of ours, the Great Sun River, to a village by the name of Chili Creek. I happened to land in the city on the eve of the festival, and I am ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day to enjoy myself. But I ended up staying in the city longer than I had bargained for. Chili Creek? What is that? It's a small fishing village. It's not even marked on some maps, but people do live there. What they don't have is a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds, no one to offer prayers for a good catch, no one to give their dead a significant burial, dignified burial, and the world wound is a stone throw away. So I'll be setting sail for a Chili Creek to serve my god and my people. Once we've held Canabris, I'll be going there. If by the grace of the gods, good gods, we all survive this, you should come and visit me sometime. You'll find the village here, on the bank of the river. The priest marks Chili Creek on your map. Alright. Hi, Zerog. By the way, aren't you afraid to go to the border of the world wound? I won't lie, I am afraid. But what can I do? Those villagers are simple people, like you and me. Every day of their short lives is spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want. Something simple, but meaningful. If I had centuries ahead of me, like elves and some other races do, I might have spared some 50 years or so to travel around the world. The young man says with a smile. Or maybe even 100, why not? But I don't have time to spare, so I want to spend my short life in the place where I am needed most. Even if it's dangerous, especially if it's dangerous. Alright, I have to go. May Aristotle watch over you. So he actually a cleric that can be used as a cleric. Surprisingly. Right, probably someone. Alright, Hinglewood Crusader, Fortune Haze. Tornado Haze, okay. Oh, Forn, okay. A tall, fragile looking elf sits in front of you, eyes closed. He is pale as a ghost, his arm wrapped in a blood-stained bandage. You spot other bandages on his body under his clothes, but even in such a miserable state, he managed to keep calm. Raising his eyes to meet yours, he says faintly, I am Forn Autumn Haze, at your service. His pale lips are reddened by blood, but you see no signs of pain or fear in his grey eyes. Do you need help? After giving you a cold, intense look, he shakes his head. Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. A local here tended to me. Besides, I come from a resonant, hardy people. My body will endure both the wounds and the poison through them. So who are you? My name is Fern Autumn Hayes. I have come here from Kernin because I am a hunter, and all minions of evil are my quarry. I won't say more than that, if you don't mind. We are strangers, and of different races and cultures. I'd rather not tell you more than is necessary. And who wounded you? A sinner, an accomplice to demons. The quarry I'm hunting in this inhospitable place. Alright, I'm Avaira. You can trust me. I might be able to help you. After a brief pause, Thorn says, it would be impolite to refuse such a direct and friendly offer. So, who is your quarry here in Mendev? I was hunting a fugitive, and desecrated by the name of Kailessa. It pains me to admit that there are heinous malefactors such as her among my noble kind. I managed to catch up to her in Canabris, and I wounded her. Then demons appeared, and the city was engulfed in flames. I was injured in the battle that entered and couldn't free her soul from its service to her dark masters. He expressed no anger or hatred. He speaks only compassion and sorrow. Actually, better place it before he will start to speak to understand it better how he will speak. But okay. I'm sorry for your misfortune. I hope things will turn out differently next time. He purses his lips. There is no need for pity. Our ancient kind is blessed with great longevity. We gain a deeper understanding of the world than other races, and we learn our lessons better than anyone. That goes for learning from our mistakes as well. I survived, which means I will be more prepared when next we meet. I wish to aid you in your hunt. Thorn covers his eyes wearily. I thank you, but this is my mission, and I am used to facing all manner of terrors on my own. I do appreciate your willingness to help. If you happen to meet Kalessa, take caution. She has turned many innocent souls to the path of evil, and darkness has rewarded her with many gifts. Your appearance alone will tell you that. It is warped. The arcade skin, the malicious stare of her blood-red eyes, the bestial teeth. She is more monster than elf at this point. And what does this Kalessa look like again? I failed. Actually, I rolled 18, but difficulty class is unreal for me, actually. Yeah, I can't reach it anyhow, even on natural 20. Oh, your skin is dark, your hair preternaturally white, your red eyes can see perfectly in the dark, which to my dismay I've come to know from experience. But bright light caused her kind pain. I used an alchemical powder that explodes in a dozen flash, and she cried out of it. If I had stabbed her. Interesting. Maybe she's just a joke. Because very close to it. If not the draw, so I don't know. Maybe a vampire or vampire. Something like this. It's clear that this woman is a faithful servant of darkness. The marks that Kalessa masters have left on her appearance say as much. Okay. I have to go. Good fortune to you. What have we here? A strange figure towers over the bar. A huge ungainly man with skin so milky white that his blue veins are visible even from a distance. His bald head is equal parts lumpy and pitted, and blood-filled eyes stares impassively out at you from beneath his pale brows. The glass in the albino's large, clumsy hands looks dangerously delicate, as if one twitch of those calloused fingers would be enough to crush it. A gold medallion engraved with a tankard gleams around his neck. What would it be? Who are you? The albino slowly takes your measure with his red eyes, and finally with a gentle sigh says, Jamal Hawkins, vampire. Are you really a vampire? Jamal gives you a long look of reproach and then grudgingly answers, no. So how did you end up in the Crusader city? How did anyone end up here? How did you? Or them? With a huge hand, the townkeeper gestures at the ragtag group assembled in the room. The world is big, but still there isn't a place for everyone. People who no longer have a life anywhere else, they end up here. Now, so it's like junkyard of sorts. The medallion you're wearing, that's a sacred symbol, isn't it? Are you a cleric of Kaiden Kaiden? I'm a tavern keeper, best in the city, the best there has ever been, and I pray to the best god there is. Okay. So, any news in the city? Albin looks around. There are demons everywhere, and you showed up. Are there any places in the city worth visiting? If you mean places that normal people usually stay well away from, then there are plenty, like the Petaxin wine cellar. Emma paused for effect, like the name of the place alone should make you cower in fear. Why in fear? It's actually tempting. If I remember correctly, Petaxin wine is actually very nice stuff. And the full cellar of it probably can be useful in terms of grabbing this wine and selling it. It once belonged to a Petaxin trading house. Then King Kirwati came to power in Petax and property started changing hands. Soon after, the cellar shop assistant was found in a ditch. Not all of him, mind, just his head. Numerian gangsters had taken possession of the place. They wanted to sell something stronger than wine on the streets, and they ended up on the gallows. Then King Kirwati's number was up, so now the store stands empty and unclaimed. People say that a headless ghost wanders the place at night, mourning Goshnia. Ooh. After coming to the end of the story, unusually known by his standards, the turnkeeper takes a swig from his tankard. Just don't ask me how he makes any noise with no head. I wasn't there. I just tell it like I heard it. I see you are not one for talking. Jamal gives you a long, mournful look and says nothing. Okay, show me what you have. Tons of potions. And even good potions. But expensive. Dark Veil. Oh, what it is. Once per day you may use this item to grant your party total concealment against ranged attacks for 1 minute. Actually very useful. Dark Omen. If the wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously, grant them the ability to cast the following spells: Ray of Enfeeblement, Scare, Ray of Exhaustion, Fear, and Waves of Fatigue. To cast a spell, the wearer still need to have a spell slot of the required level. Not so tempting. By the way, Bag of Hounding, small. The Bag of Hounding, okay, anyway, everyone know what is it. But we can buy it, actually, and probably it will be useful. Gloves of the Neophyte. When I was aware of this gloves cast a cantrip or first level spell, That spell deals 1 additional point of damage per die roll. Per die roll? How many dice you can roll with cantrip? Probably 1? Or they changed it? Spicy pastry. Okay, recipe. Probably we should buy a recipe. Okay, I cannot see what's inside. Well, purified solution. Save to consume any food and decorate corrupted wastelands on the world wound. Yeah, mutated fish. This is the cooking ingredient. Princess lockpick. Damn, they're expensive. Oh my god. I didn't expect that they're so expensive. Yeah, I shouldn't spend them so easily. I should just try basic lockpicks. Okay. We need to sell some crap first. And probably we need to buy a bag of Holden and Dragwhale if we can. Because Dragwhale is actually good. If you encounter a bunch of archers, it will save the day. Definitely. So let's try to do it. Then sword. I'm not sure that someone will need it, but we don't know for sure for now. Spare. Russian terror. Yeah, someone should use it. But no one can right now. So we can wait for it. But I probably shouldn't sell it. All the scrolls. I don't need all of them. And probably don't need chainmail. Actually, I need to buy tape. Yeah, we'll throw longbow. Scimitars. Yeah, probably no one needed. So what else can I see? So we need way more money. This okay, at least I can deal like this. What can I sell? Potion of blur. I shouldn't sell potions. I can sell scrolls, but they actually extremely cheap. I cannot get a lot of money from them, so there is not much point of it. Also, maybe I will encounter one of the wizards that can be in my party. This can be useful. Also, these bombs, maybe I should use it. Direct hit deals 1d6 points of fire damage. Every creature within 5 feet is the point where the flask hit take 1 point of fire damage from the splash. On the round following a direct hit, the target takes an additional 1d6 point of damage. In theory, it can be useful. And they're pretty cheap. Maybe I should buy them. Acid flask. Just 1d6 acid damage. Every creature within 5 feet is the point. The acid hits take 1 point of acid damage from the splash. Yeah, damage very low. Surprisingly, all enemies. So alchemist fire dangerous for everyone, but acid flask only for enemies. But still, probably our basic damage is better. I'm not sure. Yeah, I probably can buy them. I'm not sure that I will need them, but better to have them. Is that not? Especially if we encounter some elementals or someone who are very resistant to basic weapons. Be nice to buy big potions, but it can be too risky. Also, we should buy purified solution probably, but wait a second, what about weight? Okay, it's not that heavy. Holy water, wait a second. The red hit deals 2d4 points of holy damage to an undead creature or an evil outsider. Each such creature within 5 feet of the point where the flask hits take 1 point of holy damage from the splash. So they absolutely safe for us. And actually damage is not that bad. We can use it. At least on low levels it can be useful. Okay, probably this is it. Deal. I'm not sure that we need some other crap. New recipes? Yeah, I know. So let's speak with Camellia. Maybe I will know something new. Camellia looks you over pensively, toying with the snake-shaped bone amulet that dangles from her pale neck. Noticing your glance, she flashes you a cold, barely there smile. Greetings. It seems for a moment that the girl wants to say something else, but the pause grows too long and she slips back into cautious silence. Tell me about yourself. You want to know more about me than you already do? Why? Camellia arcs a dainty brow. I talk to the spirits of this tormented land, and they guide me in battle. I help you fight the demons, and I swear that you can rely on me in this matter. Isn't that sufficient? Where did you learn to wield rapier so well? I had good teachers, although they don't get all the credit. I am a most diligent student. Camellia licks her parched lips. Your amulet is quite unusual. Where did you get it? Ah, my little trinket. It's so nice of you to notice. But I assure you, this amulet is nothing but a bubble. Can a lady not be drawn to beautiful user things? Anyway, as much as I enjoy our delightful conversations, the spirits are calling me, and I must respond. Please excuse me. Camellia turns away, watching you out of the corner of her eye. Okay, she's very suspicious. But I never trust her. Yeah, I should speak with Stanton. Can know something. The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel, on one whose high, crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that all inside is dead. Oh, it's you. Good work back there in the Grey Garrison. Name's Stanton Wayne. If you heard rumors about me, his face, which looks like it has never known anything as carefree as a smile, grimaces. Just so you know, everything people say about me, it's true. And what do people say about you? They say I'm a traitor, as bad as Ariel Vorlash, that I'm a disgrace even among the ranks of the condemned, that Queen Galfrey should never have spared me, that I belong on the gallows. Yeah, you're definitely dead inside. Even more than our grumpy dwarf from Kingmaker. Who is this Ariel Vorlash? Hardly any name arouses so much rage among crusaders as the name of Ariel Vorlash, a Sarkorian witch who initiated the opening of the World Wound and then made it expand. Almost nothing is known about her life before the atrocity, except that Ariel was condemned for using arcane magic, which was persecuted in Sarkoris and imprisoned in the Tower of Threshold near the city of Ys. This is where Ariel conducted the ritual that paved the way for the demonic invasion and left her land to be tormented by the demon lord Descari. In some mysterious ways, the witch transformed herself, turning from a regular human into a half-demon. Over the following century, Crusaders only encountered Ariel of the results of her experiments a few times, but learned nothing more of Descari's henchwoman. She holds a high position in the ranks of the army of the Abyss and holds the title of World Wound Architect. Probably a very dangerous one. King Godfrey is the absolute monarch of the Crusader state of Mendef and leader of the Mandean Crusaders. While today the name of the Crusader Queen is known throughout the Inner Sea region, it's easy to forget that Godfrey did not start her rule of Mendef as the paladin of Iomide, but rather of Arden. When the World One opened and forever changed Mendef, Godfrey was still an untested young ruler who was forced to deal with the death of her god, while simultaneously rallying her nation against the abyssal threat to the west. She rose to the challenge, however, and her leadership was instrumental over the next several years, not only in protecting Mende from demonic invasions, but also in holding the border against the World Wound. When the Church of Iomide organized the First Crusade, it joined forces with Mendef to push back the demons' armies. During these battles, Godfrey time and time again distinguished herself with a keen grasp of tactics and skill and leadership. But this inspiration went both ways. In the Church of Iomide, Godfrey found something to replace her lost faith. By the time the First Crusade ended with the apparent defeat of the demon armies, Godfrey had converted and become a worshipper of Iomide, and had completely retrained herself as one of the Inheritor's most devout paladins. Eager to retain such a valuable leader at the head of the Crusades, the Church of Iomide twice purchased and presented to the Queen the rare and expensive Sun Orchid elixir. Chased and present the Queen rare expensive Sun of Orchid elixir, which extends mortal life beyond its usual span. Thanks to the boon, the Queen has lived and led the Crusaders far more than a century. So there is a such elixir. Interesting. So yeah, let's go back to business. I need to talk to the elf who calls himself the storyteller. Do you know where I can find him? The storyteller? Stanton stroked his beard and thought. A strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort. He just listened. At first I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible. But later, I realized that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he is alive and well. He's completely blind and feeble too. So if he's alone in the city, well, you probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the Black Wing. It's a library here. I'll show you where it is on the map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, but he loves the place. He would sit there day and night. Alright, let's speak more about you. Why does he hate you so much? You really don't know? Stanton gives a long, morose look and then says, I am the reason why the Crusade forces are held up in fortresses on the edge of the World Wound, instead of bringing the fight to the demons. We used to have a foothold in the Wound, the mighty, unassailable city of Dresden. We used to have it until it fell, and all because of my stupidity. I gave the enemy our main citadel. I was tried. They wanted to execute me, and rightly so, but the Queen intervened. She said that I should leave and fight in order to undo what I had done. So that's how I live. Decade after decade, fighting as a condemned. The dwarf shrugs. As you can see, I have fixed nothing, and I have earned no one's forgivenesses. I'm going to spit in my face too. It would not surprise me. Actually, I wanted to ask more about this because, okay, how he gave the citadel? Probably was possessed by this demoness, but still. Alright. I hope you earn forgivenesses. One day. Thank you. From the depths of my soul, I thank you. But I haven't had hope for a long, long time. Yeah, obviously. By the way, how is it possible that the whole city fell because of you? What do you mean, how? The knight glares at you from beneath his furrowed brows. If you don't trust the word of a condemned, go ask somebody else, like my little brother Joran. And if you still don't believe it, what is it to me? But if you're about to ask me to recount the story of my disgrace for the 1000th time, don't. I get it. And you really don't have any friends? I couldn't have survived this long if I was completely alone. Joran, my little brother, he keeps me going. He's never abandoned me. Everyone else shies away from me like might catch what I've got. Even fighters in the condemned console themselves by thinking I got stripped of my rank, but at least I'm not stunted. Commander Trebate seems to be the only person in the whole army who remembers that I am a soldier and not a drudge. She has no qualms about taking me into battle. She had some mad flowers at her in the past. Oh, so I hear. That's why she tries to keep an open mind about people. It's no surprise that she is the only one to hold onto the sense of reason in this farce. Actually, so many years in the condemned. Surely you have paid your penance by now. That's not up to me to decide. My life is in the Queen's hand. He fell silent for a moment, and then in a trembling voice he adds, the condemned isn't the worst part. All these years I have prayed to Torok for forgiveness. Countless times I've gone to his priest. Countless times I've kneeled before his altar. If only the father of dwarven kind would answer my prayers just once. Not to restore what I've lost, but just to tell me that I am still one of his children. But it seems he doesn't give a damn about me. What can I expect from mere mortals when my own god doesn't think I deserve redemption? Go on then. Maybe we'll see each other again. Maybe. Yeah. Ultra grumpy dwarf. But at least he has a reason for this. Not of who is he? Kiado. I believe that help is already on the way. The Queen will not leave us today. Oh yeah, definitely. What about you? None greets you with a nod. Here for a chat? I've been waiting for you to come and see what strange beast you're taking into your party. I'd just like to know more about you. Let me guess. Your first question is, can you wear a hat with your one horn? Am I right? Why not? Actually, why can't I ask about this? Oh, I can. So, can you wear a hat with your one horn? Sure I can, but certainly a design don't suit me too well. Man speaks in a deadly serious voice. You speak Common much better than the rest of your tribe. Funnily enough, Common isn't all that common underground. Nonsense. But your observation is correct. I used to live on the service with my parents for a while and had a chance to learn a couple things. The language and the fact that every peasant who sees my Skellimog screams "Demon!" and runs away. I don't know if you're interested, but my mom wasn't from an underground tribe. She was a smuggler, the kind that use the dungeons of Canabras to secretly move and store goods. One time, two gangs couldn't agree on how to share a prime cut, get into a fight, and the winner threw the loser down the hole. dead and living alike. My dad went to check in the corpses, had anything useful on them, and he found a girl from the surface, barely clinging to life. An incredible feeling sparked between them. Or maybe the girl just liked men with scales and a cat nose. That might be it. One way or another, he got her back on her feet, and he later even left his home caves. She left her smuggling behind, and they began an honest life together. That's the delightful story of how our land came into this world. The next chapter, however, my family and I never stayed in one place for long. We lived sometimes on the surface, sometimes underground. We couldn't find a place to call home. Living in the caves was hard on my mom, and my dad's appearance raised too many questions in Mendov. They're at war against the demons after all. In the end, my parents decided to stop making each other miserable and separated. My father and I returned to our tribe. I think the peasants screaming "demon" has something to do with it. Or maybe Dad just couldn't stand life without red tail soap. I wouldn't rule out the possibility. So, did you come with me so we could see the surface again? No, that wasn't it. I just don't have much patience for certain types of creatures. Demons, I mean. If they want to destroy Canabris, I'll be on the side of the people they're attacking. And looks away. Lan, you're my companion, and companions should trust each other. I'm counting on you to give me honest answers, not excuses. Nan looks ashamed. I guess you're right. I shouldn't have been too evasive. It's just that some things are hard to talk about. My family, for example. My birth, how take me, turned out to be a great misfortune for my parents. All because I'm relatively healthy. I have the bad things that can come from a bridge between a cave-dwelling mongrel and anyone from the surface. A healthy child with the right number of hands and feet. No apparent defects, no missing organs or other problems. They saw hope in me, so risked having more children. They thought it would somehow be alright. I grow edged into Nan's voice. I could have had 4 brothers. The first was born 2 years after me, and died 3 years later. He didn't have a nose. Doesn't even remotely resemble one. He could only breathe through his mouth. Mom and Dad were afraid to take their eyes off him, for fear he'd choke and suffocate on something. But in the end, it was his weak heart that killed him. Then there was another pregnancy and birth. I pretended I was sleeping, but snuck out of my bedroom and listened under the door. All those hours, it was very strange, but I never heard the newborn screaming. One morning, yes, the priest praying. Then I dared to open the door a little and look inside. The priest stood there, very pale. One of them was holding something, a small object that fit in his palm. He asked, "Do you know what this is?" And the other said, "I think it's a head." Nan stops. Enough. You don't have to keep going if it hurts you. Hell no. I started to tell you and I'll make it to the end. You want to know why I followed you to the surface? Well, here's the reason. One pause, exhales, and continues in a steadier voice. It turns out that the time Mom was expecting triplets, the first of the babies was born in pieces, and the 2 others didn't live long enough to draw their first breath. About 3 weeks later, my father took me into the caves. He didn't want to leave. I could see it in his face, but I think my mom and he decided it together. The curse my people have carried since the first crusade stood between them. Not to mention the 4 dead babies. And old age was rapidly taking its toll on my father. After we returned to the cave, he only lived another 4 years. So, if you're asking me why I decided to go up with you to the surface and join the Crusaders, well, the answer is I've always wanted to. I was afraid to leave my tribe, but it always haunted me that I die in a world where 4 crusaders could do nothing to stop the beast from the abyss, and the number of victims kept growing. I want to change that, or at least try to. And if changing things is too much to ask, then at least get a little revenge. The ones who are behind the world won't owe me great debt. The lives of 4 brothers, all my mother's tears, my father's broken heart. It's a lot. It's so much that killing a couple of demons won't do it for me. I want to do something real, and I'm ready to pay any price. Call it my personal crusade, if you like. I'll give you a slanted grin. I used to think that things would be better if I'd never been born, but now I think I was born for this, to settle the score. So why didn't you go up and join the Crusaders before? I couldn't just abandon my tribe. I'm their best hunter. They'll have it much harder without me. But now that the demons have nearly destroyed Canabras and the caves almost collapsed in our heads, sitting and waiting out just wasn't an option anymore. Anyway, I'm more useful up here than I am down there. Plus, the chief let me go, which means my debt to the tribe has been paid. By the way, would you like to find your mother? No. The word flies from Lan's mouth, faster than an arrow. Then, after a pause, he continues. I don't want to meet her, not because I feel any resentment. It's just that she's a half-elf. She's barely got her first grey hair, and I'll be a ramshackle old man. She's buried enough children. There is no need to make her witness the death of another one. I hope you understand. Thanks for sharing, Nan. Thanks for listening. Mongrels have short lifespans, but you don't look like you're getting old today. How old are you? Nan chuckles. I am as old as I look, no surprises there. But remember Saul? He is 10 years older than me. I remember him back then, when he was the fearless warrior, and day by day I watched him turn into an old man. Him and my father. It happens very quickly. First they miss a shot because you don't see the target as clearly as you used to. You think it's because your eyes are tired. You tell yourself I'll get better tomorrow. Then you notice you're having trouble breathing, and climbing is harder than before. Unclench and unclench his human fist. Your fingers stop bending. You have to tie your sword to your hand. You can't even put it on your greaves without help. When you're washing your face in a stream, sometimes you catch sight of a gray-haired, wrinkled old man you don't recognize. And this goes on until one day you come across a cave beast and you realize you can't outrun it. Nan takes a breath. My dad kept diaries, marking all the signs, and I saw it too. The last year, I had to help him get out of bed, help him dress, remind him to eat. Sometimes he forgot my name. I told him that we should have stayed on the surface, and he joked that dodging a goddess was behavior unworthy of a crusader. He meant Pharasma. Every morning I wake up and check how I feel, but there are no signs yet. Even so, I know I don't have much time. I need to do something useful before I forget why I came here. Alright, thank you. Alright, think of your answers. So no, damn, it's so many dialogues. Wow. At least now I know more about them. Wait a second, I didn't speak with Horgus Quern. Actually, in this before me. 1,000 gold coin for you, just as promised. You helped me get back to the surface, and I duly paid you for escorting me. Horgus Graham always keep his word. Now, speaking of our future cooperation, he really gives me 1,000, nice. Horgus looks at you with unvarnished disapproval. His arms folded across his chest, his foot tapping impatiently. I have a job that would be perfect for someone like you. Naturally, I will pay generously for your services. What do you mean by a job for someone like me? For an adventurer ready to sell their soul for booze and then lay down drunk in the gutter. Or do you think you're somehow different? A traveler knight, perhaps, noble of heart, but without a coin to your name. Argus sizes you up critically, then sighs and shrugs. You seem reliably enough allied to me, and you did get me out of the smuggle caves, so why should I care what you do with my money once you've got it? Oh, I've had perception check. Roll 4. Of course I'm rolling 4. Of course. Argus seems like one of those people who thinks the entire world owes them something. I doubt about him. He looks actually pretty smart. He just wanna that everyone thinks this about him. Okay. So, what does this job involve? You shall be my bodyguard. You see, I have good reason to return to my mansion here in Canabris. I still have... well, it doesn't matter. It's none of your business. My mansion is a breathtaking building with a large garden in the wealthy part of the city. Even before the demons attacked, every thief and fraudster in the city had tried to get inside, one way or another. I shudder to image the state it is in now. I have little hopes that my guards were able to hold the mansion during the attack, and I expect that the servants fled when they saw the demons. Only Abaddon knows what happened there in science. Therefore, I would ask that you meet me at my mansion and guard me there until I complete my business. I already asked the local paladins for help, but they have no desire to set foot outside this town. Damn cowards and traitors, that's what they are. Also, please do take Camellia with you. I trust that girl more than the rest of your gang. She is of noble birth after all. Yeah, of course. And what kind of reward are we talking about? 1,000 gold coins. I was happy without hesitation. Alright, anyway. I probably should help them. Deal. Marvelous. Most excellent. August face relaxes, smoothing a few of the tense lines. I'll proceed to my mansion at once and wait for you there. Meanwhile, you needn't worry. I know the city like the back of my hand. But do hurry, unless you want me to lower your reward. Okay. Some loot. Healer and Spinner of the Nightmares. Okay, I can read it, but not right now. I don't want to read it right now. Yes. About Healer. A tall athletic man greets you. His hair is prematurely grey and shorn close to his head in a military style. His lean hand well groomed, and a monocle twinkles coldly in his eye. The bald side of his jaw and his large butt jaw frame attest that he is a man who is always ready to be on the move. Greetings, I am Healer, venture captain of the Pathfinder Society. Oh, I get it. I am the superior officer among Pathfinders in this region of Mendo. However, the society is running almost no operations here right now. Besides me, there are almost no Pathfinders here. Actually, I am only stuck here because of an old feud with a demon worshipper known as the Spinner of Nightmares. I've had to work alone without the support of the society, but I've made a lot of acquaintance among the local mercenaries and daring fighters. If you need any good fighters for an honest cause, talk to me. My companions and I need good training. I will get a great mentor from Absalom. Well, the first few times he will train your fighters free of charge. So you can retrain. I thought on this difficult you cannot do this. Yako rules. And what about retrain? There's someone there. Enable character retrain off. When enabled, allows a certain PC in the game to retrain characters and companions. Change this option will change the difficulty, and it's off, but I can do it. Maybe this means that you can't retrain after a high level. Maybe you can see this character only at the beginning, then you will lose it. I don't know. Interesting. I wonder, can I retrain companions from the first levels? Probably not. But I can try. Anyway, I probably still should level up. Yeah, I'm still not getting second level spells. Damn. This is the minus of all spontaneous casters. I wasted so many time at the beginning. You're actually weaker than other classes, but I'm getting revelation. This is cool. Yeah, and I didn't get revelation at the beginning, so okay. Let's see what I can get next. Skills, persuasion, of course. I should rise. Wait a second, I can rise on the. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I can rise it at least to +2. Ability, yeah, trickery. Why not? Okay, let's up. Let's up arcane knowledge, probably. Why not? Next. So, any feat? I need dual wielding and fast. Definitely. Because this shield stuff is not very cool for me. By the way, can I take something? Focus? Nope. Blind find. Request from improve blind find. Water. You probably still need blind find. Probably almost everyone need it. Because on high levels will be a lot of people with concealment, invisibility and other stuff. The heart, nope. Actually cool stuff, but nope. Fast learner, you gain 1 additional skill point per level. Nope. The magic I will need it, but not right now. Persuasive. If you got +2 ones, no persuasion, perception skill checks. Have 10 or more ranks in one of the skills, the bonus increases to +4. Yeah, it's actually nice stuff, but not at the beginning. I definitely need spell penetration too. But okay, it can wait. Okay, to weapon style. What is double slice? Your offhand weapon will do written strikes with greater power. And the strength bonus to damage rolls made with the offhand weapon. Yeah, the only problem is I don't have strength. Okay. Now what about this? I don't see actually requirements of like high dexterity, but okay. Maybe I still should use strength build, but okay. I did what I did, so wait a second. What was that? Warrior priest? Gain +1 buff to initiative checks and +2 buffs on concentration checks. Meh. Not interested. Channel. You can channel positive energy like a cleric using the oracle level. The effective cleric level one determines the amount of damage healed. All cost to undead. And the dice check. You can use this ability a number of times per day equal 1 plus your charisma modifier. Actually, this is cool. Enhanced curse. When you cast a curse spell, the maximum number of hit points healed is based on your oracle level, not the limit based on the spell. For example, an 11 level Oracle of Life with this revelation may cast Cure Light Wounds to heal 1d8 plus 11 instead of 1d8 plus 5. Nice. As a standard action, you may create a bond between yourself and another creature. Each round at the start of your turn, if the bonded creature is wounded for 5 or more hit points below its maximum hit points, it heals 5 hit points and you take 5 hit points of damage. Oh. Not for my type of Oracle. Save curing. Whenever you cast a spell that cures the target of hit point damage, you do not provoke attacks of opportunity for spell casting. So you can heal safely. Also cool. Spirits boost. Whenever you heal your healing spells, heal a target up to its maximum hit points. Any excess points persist for 1 round per level as temporary hit points. Up to maximum number of temporary hit points equal to your oracle level. Also cool stuff. But first of all, I need channel. Channel already useful ability. And then probably enhanced course. I can take another spell. Finally. Probably inflict light wounds. Yeah, surprisingly it's not that bad. Maybe not. I have tons of scrolls, so I can use them instead. So I will never need it on high level, so probably yeah. What else can I take? Stunning Burner, Shield of Fate. The spell creates a shimmering magical field around the target that diverts and deflects attacks. The spell grants the subject a +2 deflection bonus to armor class with an addition +1 to the bonus for every 6 now you have. So why not? Yeah, what about Unbreakable Heart? Okay, Shield of Fate. Let's take it. Or maybe Divine Favor. Calling upon it. The strength and wisdom of a deity, you gain +1 luck bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls every 3 caster levels you have. The maximum +3. The damage bonus doesn't apply to spell damage. And 1 minute. And standard action. Bless each enemy gets 1 morale bonus on attack rolls and on sand rolls. Anyway, does not stack in terms of accuracy. So Shield of Fate. Alright. Channel positive energy, damage undead. Heal 11. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Complete. Now I can probably use those. Still very bad accuracy, I suppose. But anyway, it's damn random. Yeah, but I don't have weapon actually for myself. So for now with shot. I really hate that you need to wear the stupid class clothes. You can't remove them. Because show class account is disabled, and if you enable it, you will just look at your stupid class. Especially with this weird, awful, I don't know, whatever it is, head, I suppose. Anyway, looks weird. Also, I have backpack, but I cannot show it for some reason. Yeah, alright. Level up. Then archer, then archer. Yeah, we need athletics. Perception. And stealth, why not? Yeah, good variants. The game, nope. Yeah, definitely not. Alertness, blind fight, presence spy. Skill with your favorite weapon can frighten enemies. Oh yeah, I remember it. I don't need it. Alertness. Bonus to perception. Be most perceptive. Throw anything. Nope. Okay, I'm mostly interested in rising bow skills. And this needed only for another deadly aim. So I'm not sure that they need it. But maybe we need damage, but we also need accuracy. We definitely have problems with it right now. Precision trickery, deflect arrows. Yeah, he's a monk. So you must have at least one hand free, holding nothing. He actually, with the bow, he cannot use it. Rapid shot. When making a full attack with ranged weapon, you can fire one additional time this round at your highest bonus. All of your attack rolls take a -2 penalty on using rapid shot. Yeah, probably anyway need it. Why it's with minus? Because I will anyway get it. Point blank shot. Oh yeah, probably because I will get bonus feats from it. Okay, that's why. So then I should take something universal. Okay, let's take alertness. Oh, blind fight. In melee. It's only for melee. Okay, let's take alertness. With crossbow, javelin, light crossbow. Point blank master. I can choose only this. Okay. Longbow, obviously. She can cast second level spells. Nice. Next. Not sure about trickery. She's definitely better than me in these terms for now. What else she can use? Probably very bad in stealth. Oh, because of breastplate and buckler. I get it. And this is not her skill. Yeah, she's good only in trickery. What about knowledges? Yeah. Okay, trickery at maximum. Why not? Can she use heavy armor, by the way? Looks like yes. But I'm not sure that she should. Yeah, she's a dex build. Open focus. Nope. Blind fight, probably. What else? Martial weapon proficiency, maybe. Because she can use only simple weapons and rapier. Okay, let's take martial proficiency. Use more types of weapons. Okay, complete. So, shaman getting all the spells. Spellbook. Oh, strength. Okay. Protection from alignment, communal. 1 minute. We're fighting demons, so we need it. Oh, as within the defense, gain +2 deflection bonus to armor cost and +2 resistance bonus on saves. If the deflection bonus doesn't stack. What else? Away fear, very useful. Yeah, it can be useful. The only minus you'll spend round for this. Because you can't cast it before the fight because duration only 1 minute. It's not very useful spell because of it. What about, by the way, first level spell? 1 minute level. So protection from alignment better to use from first level, surprisingly. Okay. Let's take scare, probably. I'm not sure about restoration. And hold person is it or not. Probably only one target, yes. Okay, let's take 2 scare. The boss can be useful. And I know the demons really protected against it. Paladin. Yeah, why not? Paladin can be still useful. Simple, but useful. Okay. I know what to take. Religion, for example, because all the stacks sucks. I don't really need knowledge stats. Yeah, I can take religion because I'm not rising it at maximum. But other stuff, I don't know. Surprisingly, she's bad in athletic and mobility and perception. Surprisingly for Paladin, in my opinion. But she's trickery. She has trickery in stealth. And heavy armor, definitely good. What to take? What to take? I don't know. It's all useless mostly. Okay, I can rise stealth to and get minuses at least. But still, this is stupid. Maybe nature. It can be good at nature. Maybe it will be useful outside. Open focus. Nope. What she can use? All armor, all weapons, and shields. I probably don't need exotic weapons for him. Alertness, nope. Armor focus, yeah, it can give 1 armor, additional armor, but this is not that cool. Maybe a blind find. Combat casting. She cannot cast right now, and it can be useful, but I'm not sure about it. Destructive dispel, what is this? When you successfully make a targeted dispel check against an opponent. Okay, not what I need. Die hard. You are especially hard to kill when hit points total is below 0, but you are not killed. You can fight for one more round as if disabled. At the end of your next turn, unless brought to above 0 hit points, you immediately fall unconscious. Yeah, can be useful. Extra lay on hands also can be useful. Use your lay on hands ability 2 additional times per day. Maybe. Initiation, improve arm strike, intimidating prowess, iron wheel, then reflexes. So shot. Must be in a shot to use this feat. Once per round, when you would normally be hit with an attack from a ranged weapon, not including spell effects, natural attacks or massive ranged weapons, you may deflect it so that you take no damage, as you hit the deflector's feet. Okay. By the way, what about shield? Should I use shield? Yeah, she was shield focus. Okay, I get it. So, yeah, missile shield, why not? What is this? Mercy? At 3rd level and every 3 levels thereafter, Paladin can select one Mercy. Each Mercy adds an effect to the Paladin's Lay on Hand ability. Whenever the Paladin uses Lay on Hand to heal damage to one target, target also receives the additional effect from all the memories possessed by the Paladin. Okay, let's switch Missile Shield to additional Lay on Hands. I will probably need them more at the beginning of the game. So extra Lay on Hands can be useful. Yeah, I can get an extra enhance multiple times. I wonder how many times. Whenever the Paladin uses the enhance to heal damage to one target, the target is no longer fatigued. Whenever the Paladin uses the enhance to heal damage to one target, the target is no longer shaken, no longer sickened. And on high levels you can do more interesting stuff. I'm not sure about fatigue. Shaken probably as a state. It can be fixed by anti-fear spell. Mercy, when the Paladin uses an hand to heal damage to one target, the target is no longer sickened. I'll say that, yeah. I'll say that target's useless, so probably yes, I can take this. The heal no seed. Maybe I should take fatigued because actually I don't remember how the haste works in this game. Probably in Kingmaker it works without any post effect with fatigue. But if it works with fatigue, probably this is cool to have the spell. To have this ability, I'm not sure. Okay, let's take a second. Aura of Courage. Send level Paladin is immune to fear, magical. Otherwise, each ally within 10 feet of him grants a +4 moral benefits and throws against fear effects. Yeah, especially with the buff, it must be almost immune to fear. This function only while the Paladin is conscious. Yeah, of course. Divine Health. Mental disease, including supernatural and magical disease. Including in my mirrored. Nice. Paladin pretty useful in party, yeah, with all these auras. What should I do? Yeah, let's level up again or not. Okay, we'll level it up, everyone. 31, 27, 31, 27. Again, actually I have 14 constitution, but different days, so what? Hold on, rapier. Let me check how it works. +2 +1. Yeah, not that good. It's +6. But twice more the attacks. It's probably still better. I actually need to buy some weapons. Or maybe I can just loot them. In there are someone new. An imposing young Oriat is surrounded by a crowd of crusaders who are hanging on to her every word. I hope this example clearly illustrates the difference between Jiska, legionnaires from the last war, and the crusaders. The perfection of form and spirit they were imbued with during creation turned them into parts of a well-balanced war machine. Not a ragtag bunch of individuals, but a unite whole. Now tell me again, why am I supposed to be impressed by your reckless assaults, where everyone is fighting for their ego and for the fight to be their peers to? Swift but pointless heroic sacrifice. Some of the crusaders grumble unhappily, but it is clear that they are captivated by the woman's words. The only exception is a scraggy and disheveled halfling monk, whose puffy black eye gives him away as a brawler and a troublemaker. He enthusiastically pushes forward and tries to engage, but one of his friends swiftly jabs him in the back with an elbow, making the poor fellow pause to catch his breath. Okay, let's just quietly listen to the discussion. Knabber's Crusader. One of the Crusaders angrily curls his fist tightly and returns with a burst of passion. If those Jays of yours or whatever had come for us, we'd have their guts for gatherers. You think you never fought a mighty adversary before? The soldier's stern facade cannot fully conceal his relish. He clearly plans to enjoy this confrontation. The crusaders around him look upon their exotic opponent with a mixture of irritation and piquant interest. The woman chuckles before cutting off her interlocutor. I would love to see you storm a 60-foot-tall walking castle shaped like a gigantic elephant that carries siege fortification on its back. And I'll have you know these fortifications were defended by Gistic and priest craftsmen armed with the demon-bound war machines. What is this Gistka? The Gistka Imperium was the first human kingdom to establish itself in the Inner Sea region after the centuries of darkness and devastation caused by Earthfall. Its citizens spoke a nearly forgotten language called Gistka, whose alphabet became the basis of the alphabets of the modern languages of Scout, Varishan, and Taldane. At its height, it dominated all of northwestern Garund and also part of southwestern Avistan. Raids of desert nomads and attacks by powerful outsiders from... damn, it's still hard for me to pronounce. Dates, especially like this. Minus 3300, I don't know how you pronounce them, or 3300s onward, and the lack of a strongest eastern trade route led to the slow decline of Gistka. Assyrian, then a burgeoning kingdom under the control of the powerful pharaoh of Forgotten Plains, pushed westward. It overthrew the already weakened Gistka, and the Imperium was plunged into numerous succession wars around... I still don't get it why it have minus, but okay. Rationally, I never saw something like this. Okay, minus 2764, from which it was never again able to recover its former political, military, and economic power. Because of this military and economic defeats, the important cultural, magical, and technological advances of the Gistka Imperium were largely lost and forgotten. So, They use the enemies you cannot defeat as mindless weapons. The one gives the people around you a triumphant look and adjusts your hair with pointed non-counts. Her voice takes on a lecturer's tone. You should not argue with someone who happens to be the most authoritative researcher on the history of warfare, 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. The woman looks at you and flashes an amused smile. The lecture is over. Do my esteemed listeners have any questions? I can just attack her. Oh. In case if you're playing some dumb fighter. What is this last war that you mentioned? The last war of Jiska, of course. A large-scale conflict that took place 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. It was a war against the Assyrian pharaoh of Forgotten Plagues, the war that ended the legendary Jiska Imperium, an epic struggle that becomes the most vibrant page in military history. Alas, all conflicts that followed it were but a pale shadow, including the one I am witnessing here. And why do you find the last war of Jiska so inspiring? Imagine legions of golems imbued with extraplanar spirits marching into battle. Imagine flying cities that swoop out of the clouds like terrifying monstrous birds of prey to drop forces on top of enemy castles. Picture gigantic mechanism powered by captive and very angry demons and devils. Imagine standing in the warpaths or walking citadels, or having to cover your ears to block out the sound of cannons loaded with shrieking elementals. Pure elementals, actually. Finally, imagine the ultimate weapon that defeated the Jiska, the deadly night plague. This affliction was an attack dog, a trained epidemic, a tamed pestilence, striking only those who its master wanted to kill. Imagine all these terrors and understand that no flight of fancy can even come close to the horror of the nightmares that they made real. Okay, I get it. But how do you know so much about Jiska's Lost War? I can say without false modesty that there is no more authoritative researcher on Galerion when it comes to the history of warfare 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom. I have dedicated my whole life to this subject. I have personally visited old battlefields and studied the most mysterious and forbidden archives containing chronicles of ancient wars, something risking my life in process. I saw a fallen sky city of the Shori Empire with my own eyes. I ripped out the control crystal from an exterminator-class combat golem that guarded a Jiska laboratory with my own hands. These fingers held the glass flask that the servants of Pharaoh of Forgotten Plagues used to create the first generation of pestilence that devastated the Jiska Imperium. How do I know so much? I saw and touched everything I'm telling you about. I still doubting that she can do all this stuff, but okay. But anyway, you're wrong to treat the Crusaders with such disdain. Allow me to explain. A debate? Oh, I will be happy to prove that the current conflict can hold a candle to the last war of Jiska. Very well. The last war of Jiska was waged using a significantly greater numbers of troops. Both sides actively relied on reinforcements from allied planes, and their strategic plan was perfected through no fewer than 7 rounds of intensive designs. None of the above applies to this war of yours. Compared to the Jiska, we are but stone-club-wielded kobolds. I would like to conclude my thesis with a few words of wise counsel from Dagon, an advisor to the pharaoh of Forgotten Plagues. I doubt you will comprehend the true genius of his statement, but here it is nevertheless. A gadfly sees the ox. The ox pays no heed to the gadfly. But Grimson, favor takes them both. Yeah. Yeah, the main difference actually, the events of the past are shrouded in legend. But the fate of the world is being decided here and now. That is why you failed to grasp. The earnestness on the faces of those around you has taken away Indira's panache, encouraging her to backtrack and stumble over words. Of course, I am not trying to diminish the importance of current events. What I'm trying to say is that from the standpoint of history, and particularly the history of warfare, she falls silent, fixedly staring at the unfriendly eyes of her audience. The true importance of these developments won't become obvious until later. Indra offers a pretentious dismissal. As a scholar, I cannot deny that there is a certain truth beneath your skeptical statements. History is a complex discipline rooted in fact and an evidentiary base that grows ever more meager the further the described period is from the present moment. Not the present moment. Of course, if I were to argue in bad faith, as the way Crusaders embellished their tales of slaying a single Brimrock by aiding a dozen battles, for example, I could win this debate. But I am above such things, and therefore I am forced to admit that your skepticism is not entirely without merit. I am sure you would have been able to expound on your arguments in a longer discussion. Indra nods with obvious relief. I am glad we both understand this limitation. It is always a pleasure to face a worthy opponent, even if the debate takes place in a grim town. Perhaps especially because of that. Indra unbuckles her sword belt and hands you the weapon. This is a worthy blade. It will be of use not only for the strong, but also for the wise. So, Jiska. And this is where I bid you farewell. Before the end of the day, I was planning to observe how winged demons use punk tactics to drive their prey like herds of livestock. It is about time I got back to my research. A hint of a smile graces Indra's lips when she sees disappointment in the eyes of many crusaders around her. Stay safe. Huh. Okay, she looks like pretty powerful mage. Probably. At least high level one. So that's how she, in theory, can do all this. So just go. Oh my, really pretty powerful blade. The only minus is fire damage. Of course, it's cool that it can do fire damage. But the problem is demons resistant to it. But actually, low rank demons looks like only 10% resistant, so it's not that bad. Yeah. Now I can do some damage. And if this weapon looks almost like a toy. I can do actually just dual wielding. Oh, +4/+4. Yeah, both weapons are nice. And now I actually lost only 2 bonuses to attack, but now I can do twice more attacks. This is cool. Now I can slay some demons. Nice. So sometimes speaking actually pretty useful. I probably spoke with everyone except Aramet and Sina. Yeah, I also didn't check the basement. Let me check what's in the basement. I also probably should speak with Sila, but I actually really tired of speaking with everyone.
As it should be.
That one. Whoa, Jeff. What's going on? Surrender thy soul, Dylan. You want me there, protect us. Got you again. How many times is it today? Take your jokes and show them, Tiflin. Oh, easy there, Chief. Don't hit me. Okay, I get it.
Hey, Chief! Ooh, hey, gorgeous. Come over here. I want to talk to you about something. Something really important.
The young Tiflin sits cross-legged on the floor. He looks relatively calm for someone in shackles, but he is until with back and forth in agitation. Noticing your attention, the Tiflin sits up and beckons you all.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out!
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
Who are you?
Woljif. Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
The Tiflin rattles his chest and gives you a meaningful look. So, why are you in chains?
Does it really matter? Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
He was caught thieving.
Obviously. Your shadow. What was it?
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious.
So, what do you want from me?
I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
What a load of guff! If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Canabras.
Anyway, they can be useful. Because we need to go in the city full of demons. And we need everyone. And if he can slice one demon or two and cast something, it can be useful. I can help you while you're chained up here. How can I free you?
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put her in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy Woljif locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it?
I need to think about it.
Well, think fast. I'm already losing feeling in my legs sitting here.
Yeah. Probably I can talk to her anyhow. But maybe I need to approve it to get the quest actually. Because I didn't get the quest. Okay, I turned it over. I hope you and I'll take to Irabeth.
I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
Maybe I don't need. Okay, I get the quest after. Anyway, it can be useful. He different, yeah. Using Tiflin against demons probably not the smartest decision. But we're using what we can. Outside. So if this is outside, I get it. Let's pick with someone. Irved. Sila smiles at you warmly. Hey there. During that march through the dungeon, we never got a chance to exchange proper greetings. It's high time I shake your hand. I'd like to know more about you. Of course, ask anything. I'll answer honestly. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? I am a little bit from camp, a little bit from Katapesh, but mostly from the Knights of Iomide. I was accepted and began my training at 14. I belong to their ranks more than I belong to any other place. So you've come to Mendov by a long road, haven't you? A very long one. Sion looks at you cheerfully. A traveler is expected to have amusing stories. Unfortunately, I have only 3 days of my interest, and I'd like to save them for our next feast. Otherwise, I won't have anything to show for myself when it's time to start bragging, as I just won't do, especially since I win the night with my cautionary tale of a battle with chupacabras. Chupacabras? Fascinating. Can't they drink their victims' blood during combat and gain strength from it? Oh yeah! Sion's face grows serious. And they do it very quickly. They bite one victim, suck out their blood, and then strike their next victim quick as the lightning. But now you've tricked me, and I've started telling the tale. I may as well do it properly. Picture a small town in Kadir, and down in the dungeon there are 2 murderers waiting to be executed. The gallows are already built for them, the ropes been bought. But sometimes life takes a surprising turn. Suddenly, a paladin of Iomide appears in the doorway and offers the murderers a deal. If they go with her to fight some monster, they leave. If they survive, that is. There is a big difference between imminent death and probable death with a glimmer of hope, wouldn't you say? So here we are traveling through the desert. Me and my friend, a priestess of Serenraya, along with a little red folk fellow who'd asked for your help, and the 2 cutthroats. We get to the red folk village, and saw their bodies lying around, all drained dry. We figured we'd have to fight vampires. That's how the little red folk describes the monsters who attack their village. That's why we went in all brazen like. The sun was high, and the vampires couldn't attack until dusk. But we never got a chance to look around. Black shadows quick as the wind attack us from all sides. Not vampires, but chupacabras. One of the lads we pulled from the gallows got killed right away. The second one ran for his knife. That left me, the red folk, and Kira, that was the name of the priestess, and we all steeled ourselves for the fight of our lives. And just when we thought that the end had come, with the chupacabra surrounding me like a pack of dogs around Avaira, and our red folk friend wounded and down, and the teeth of quickest of those blasted monsters was clenched on Kira's shoulder. Right then, when all hope was lost, the other lad from the gallows suddenly came running back. He kills the beast attacking Kira. I'm sure you know what a turning point in a fight looks like. Well, this was it. A moment before we were lost, and a moment later we had it back under control. The chupacabras dropped dead one by one. The little red folk is reunited with his family, who were hidden in the basement. The priestess and I closed the eyes of the boy from the gallows who saved us. It was a shame he didn't survive the fight. May the gods give his soul in its journey through the afterlife. That's a good story. He could have died in disgrace on the gallows, but instead he died a hero. And I fancy the stunt earned him some point at his final judgment. It's smart to remember our journey doesn't end in death. Had it not been for the mercy, Milius, that was his name, would be hanging from a noose, and me, Kira, and all the red folk would be dead in the village. Someone told me that a kind deep down by an unkind person is 100 times more precious. By the same token, evil done by a noble soul is 100 times more horrifying. That's what I really wanted to say. The chupacabras were just a good starting point. So, what made you become a paladin of Iomide? Scylla gaze sharpens momentarily. Then she says, "Oh, that's a serious question and a good one. You should ask it of your companions, but it's a long story. To start with, 12 years ago I was nothing like the person I'm now. I roamed the streets of Soko with the other homeless orphans. I stole, I fought, I was a hired sword for a bit. Not the proper origin for a paladin, is it? Back then, Solko was a city of orphans, widows and widowers. Gnolls decimated the city regularly. My parents were among their victims. People there heard about new deaths before they finished mourning their previous losses. One day, a group of knights of Iomide brought a glimmer of hope to the city, but while others saw them as saviors and protectors, I was busy pricing up their noble horses and their gleaming mithril armor, wondering just how much one of their pretty swords would fetch. A thief knifes one day at a time. That's what they say. I was the type that never thought past the next job. Anyhow, I was able to sneak into the knight's camp and steal one of their mithril helms. The lapels heavily set and measured. And I was right there when I now attacked the helm's owner. Akemi was her name, and dealt a blow to her unprotected head. And now, like all those others, should first have driven from the gates of Solko. That one blow was fatal, but who really was to blame for her death? The no attacker of the young thief named Zilla? I know what it takes to survive sometimes. I can't judge you. Well, I can. I believe everyone deserves a chance at redemption, but redemption means you understand what you did, and you're willing to be harder on yourself from now on. But you were asking what brought me into the ranks of Iomede's warriors. We all chosen the paladin's path for our own reasons. Some are guided by nobility or spirit, some by desire of fight injustice. I become who I am through penance and the debt unpaid. The day I came and died, protected my city, I wanted to kill myself for the terrible guilt I felt. But then I realized it wouldn't make the world any better, and I decided that instead I tried to take her place and become who she had been and protect the innocents that she would no longer be able to protect. Actually, nice story. So she's pretty good character. Not like goody paladin, but like person with good character overall. So, what are the principles that paladins of Iomide follows? Stella smiles. I'll tell you. I like to recite our code. It feels like I've said it 1,000 times, but it never gets out. There is a strength in these words. After a pause, she begins, her voice low and meditative. I will learn the weight of my sword. Without my heart to guide it, it is worthless. My strength is not in my sword, but in my heart. If I lose my sword, I have lost it too. If I betray my heart, I have died. I will have faith in the inheritor. I will channel her strength through my body. I will shine in her legion, and I will not tarnish her glory through base actions. I am the first into battle and the last to leave it. I will not be taken prisoner by my free will. I will not surrender those under my command. I will never abandon a companion, though I will honor sacrifice freely given. I will guard the honor of my fellows, both thought and deeds, and I will have faith in them. When in doubt, I may force my enemies to surrender, but I am responsible for their lives. I will never refuse a challenge from an equal, and I will give honor towards the enemies and contempt to the rest. I will suffer death before dishonor. I will be temperate in my actions and moderate in my behavior. I will strive to emulate Iomide perfection. Yeah, nice codex, but a bit dumb sometimes. Because it will lead to some stupid heroic deaths. And this is not good. Also, too much I. Pretty much ego for Paladin Codex. So, when the Scary attacked Canabris, everything seems to be lost. But the first person I met after the catastrophe was you, my sister in faith. I believe this is a sign that I am the watch over us. Yeah, I was correct. I also follow Anya, but not so zealously. I hope that's true. Also, to be honest, our mentors used to warn us against being too eager to see a message from the goddess in every little thing. Being devout is all well and good, but you got to rely on your own head. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I've learned everything I wanted to know. Oh, by the way, Irobet said your friend, Jana Aldori, is missing. Do you know where we should look for her? Irobet is worried about her fighters. I understand that. I wanted to look for Jana myself, so I didn't distract you. But since you're in this too, I could use some help. Jana and I met in Canabras a few days ago and just hit it off. We went drinking together. We went to that unforgettable celebration together too, but we got separated in the crowd. So we should start looking for the main square. That's where I last saw her. Xenophons. Jana's a good fighter. Even if she is green, she couldn't have become an Aldori otherwise. I hope that means she is alright. Maybe. Aldori, not every Aldori is good, as I remember from Kingmaker, in terms of fight, of course. What do you think of what's going on in Canabris? It's complete chaos. It's lucky we're here to handle it, right? Still smiled brightly, then she gives you a word. Does the weird dog bother you? I know it can seem bless her. Maybe, I don't know. Many good people and our protectors Trendlev died here in Canabris. A paladin for Amida is expected to be properly respectful and solemn. But I prefer to face my troubles with a smile and a bit of common sense. Grief is a weapon they'll use against you. It can undetermined warrior spirit. It's better we hold off on grief until we've driven the last demon and cultist from the city. Yeah, definitely can agree. Okay, if we want to win, we can't be morning or deceased day and night. Plus, joy heals the soul. It's nice when you and your commanders think alike. Still smiles softly. Just fighting demons all you want. Or are you looking for something more? How about covering myself in glory and become the hero of 100 bounds? Oh, at least it doesn't if they live one. If they are lovely ones. Okay. Silver's eyes shine cheerfully. Anyway, to be more serious, the area around the Worm's Wound is the best place for a paladin who wishes to defend the weak and serve good. Being part of the crusade is reward enough for me, but there is something that worries me. I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing my brothers in arms, but the Eagle Watch and the other orders are focused on just one aim, the war against the World Wound. That's why they can sometimes overlook the smaller things, ordinary misfortunes, you know? I always liked being a wandering knight because any moment I could get up and go help a poor red folk whose family had been kidnapped, or an old woman whose favorite dog had gone missing. So here's my answer. I don't have some big important goal, but I'll be happy to help those who need it. A little bit here and there. Alright, thank you for speaking with me. Until next time. See ya! Yeah, and time to speak with Irobet. Damn, I spent so many times this town. Irobet rubs her red and tired eyes. Any success? How is the city? You know, there is a tiefling chained up in the defender's heart. What can you tell me about him? Irobet shrugs scornfully. Well, Jeff is a pretty thief from a gang of thieflings operating in Canabras. That's what we call them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them, and the rest managed to escape. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from the Defender's Heart, but that's hardly a prison. Oh, Jeff knows it. He's been begging us for days to let him go free or have someone watch for him. He's already asked you to put in a good word for him, hasn't he? Herbert squints at you thoughtfully, then shrugs. If you want to recruit Voljev and put him to good use, go ahead and take him off our guard's hands. We can ill afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a midden thief. I hope that even proves useful, should you decide to take him alone. Nice. Tell me about the Eagle Watch. It was a small order created to fight not only demons but also the enemy within, to maintain the purity of the paladin ranks, prevent heresy, and identify spies. And it fails miserably at that. The Templars of the Avaira labyrinth infiltrated it and formed their nest within its ranks. Who are they? Pledging their lives to Baphomet, these cultists came to subvert the good works of the Crusaders. They caused trouble in the Crusader camps, instigating fights and urging participants on the greater violence. They spread lies and sowed the seeds of fear with voices sweetened by magic. Some have even assumed the roles of Holy Crusaders and risen in the ranks of other knightly orders, waiting for the moment when their treachery can be used to achieve a most foul end. Sounds like a smart cultist. After the Queen entrusted me with leading the order, Navy and I practically built it from scratch. We got rid of dead weight, people who weren't committed. We organized ways to transmit messages and orders safely. We introduced reliable ciphers. We found tasty tenants around the city, from crusaders ordered to street beggars. This was my personal crusade, to purge the city of the Templars who had infested it, and I thought I was winning. I could feel it. We were so close to driving the cultists out of Canabras, but... Herbert frowns. It's hard to admit, but those successes didn't count for much once the demons entered the city. On the contrary, if it wasn't you, there wouldn't be a headquarters at the Defender's Heart. The cultists would have served up the city on the platter to the demons. The lines on Herbert's forehead soften. Yes, that's true. It's a good thing we achieved something, thank you. So, what is our main objective? You heard what the demons said? They're going to desecrate the Wardstone and blow up the whole barrier around the Wardwound. That would be an even worse disaster than the Wardwound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Canabras, but every city with a Wardstone will be destroyed, including the capital. We can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomeda's gift must not become a weapon of the Abyss. These Warstones, what are they? They are our greatest treasure, the shield given to us by Iomeda herself and placed in Canabras and other Mandavian cities and fortresses by her herald. The chain of Wardstone forms a protective barrier that stops the expansion of the Wardwound and keeps the demons from moving beyond its borders. I shudder to think what will happen if that barrier falls. Allow me to ask a few personal questions. Prone a little, Herbert nods. Please, but I must warn you, there are some things I don't have the right to discuss. How did you become a paladin? A bitter smile appears on the half-orc's face. I don't much like to remember it. Believe it or not, the story of how I became a paladin is also the story of how I failed to become a knight. My parents were crusaders. May their souls stand together. I am the Celestial Army. When I was born, they retired from the war and started preparing me to continue their legacy. But my father was an orc. You'd be praised to fight a calmer, wiser, and more pious servant of the goddess than he. But still, all his life he was dogged by sideways looks and whispers. When I grew older and it was time for me to serve, I decided anywhere but Canabras. That was where my father had served loyally, and his only reward had been injustice. Besides, the witch hunters, led by the honorable prelate Horan, stalked the city with a heavy hand. Who knows what they'd have done to a strange girl with green skin? Instead, I went to a smirk that looks more like a painful grimace crossing her face. You can laugh if you want, but I was young and foolish. I chose Lastwall, of all places. You can imagine how well I was accepted in a country that's been battling the orcs of Bogdan since its foundation. Horn Shabok. Knabra's famed prelate, Horn Shabok, first gained the trust and admiration of city's people by organizing inquisitions against suspected demon worshippers and witches. Horn and his force of elite witch hunters exposed dozens of cultists and spies, and as said, executed many more, the suspicious, but with no real proof. This event started the Third Crusade, widely accepted as the least effective and most self-destructive of the four crusades. Still, Hauron evoked respect and admiration in the populace as well as fear, and agreed to guide the city as its prelate. And even witch hunts. Nice, so he started witch hunts. Nice. During the First Crusade, holy war streamed into Mendev, where they encountered Sarkorians, practicing their unique druidic faith. The Crusaders mistook the wooden idols and rustic rituals for evidence of demonic influence. Groups of witch hunters emerged from the disorganized chaos of the First Crusade. These witch hunters were often self-styled. Their tactics little more than brutal trial and error. The least bit of evidence could mark a target for investigation, a clubfoot, a thick accent, or even a suspicious absence of abnormalities. The witch hunters' groups gained a reputation for being cruel and arbitrary, although these weren't always deserved. Demons ranged freely across the world and often spilled into Mendev. Demonic possessions did happen, though not nearly as often as the witch hunters claimed. Genuine witch hunters used divination magic and cautious investigations to draw out and destroy fiends, but they were rare compared to the zealous inquisitors who burned innocents at the stake. With the advent of the Fourth Crusade, the authorities took strong measures to end the bloody witch hunts of Mendev. Since then, the frequency of hunts has dropped considerably. There were many there like me, but we were all treated as second-class citizens. To the locals, my green skin was worse than leper scraps. Even my brothers and fate kept their distance. I took my vows, and the goddess granted me the powers of a paladin, but even then, not a single order would accept me into their ranks. I spent another 6 months knocking on doors before I realized the simple truth. I serve Iomide, not these people. I don't have to prostrate myself before them. So I left as a paladin, but not a knight. It's probably hard for you as a human to imagine what it's like when the very color of your skin and the fangs in your mouth make people in the three turns on their heel to avoid you. I mean, no offense, of course. And how did the people of Knabris feel about your background? They tolerated it surprisingly well. I shouldn't have been so wary. Crusaders don't tend to be prejudiced as a rule. After all, heroes from all over the world, even from other continents, come here to fight the demons. Apparently the people were only suspicious of full-blooded orcs. There are already many like me here, and we don't have any problems. Though the locals do have their superstitions, Bandov is as merciless as Last Wall. They just have a different set of victims. I kept seeing those same sideways look and skulls, hearing the familiar whispers, but were ones they used to whisper behind my back and point at me. Now they whisper in my ear and point at someone else. It's so strange to be on the other side of humiliation, to wipe the spit from your face, and suddenly be invited to change position and spit at someone else. You must have figured out by now that I'm talking about tieflings. It's true, there are many of them among the cultists and few among our crusaders. And our fighters do all they can to drive away those who would be our allies. People shun them, call them a real spawn or worse, as if they choose to be born like that. I believe it's quite a feat to rise against the call of one's blood and join the force of good. Still, most only see them as the enemy. I once saw a knight bleeding to death because he wouldn't let a tiefling priest touch his wound. Alas, I haven't been able to change this in all my time in Canabras. Okay. Just regular city. Just with a bit of demons. Alright. Tell me about Anya. We met in Timon. As I was wandering aimlessly from the ordeal to another, we returned to Canabras together to expose the temple of the Avaira labyrinth. The day the queen knighted me was the second happiest day of my life. The first was the day of our wedding. But Anya isn't just my beloved, she is my staunchest ally. We share every victory and defeat. The best of me is alive thanks to her. Thank you for saving her back then. The day Canabras fell, before her returns, the only thing giving me the strength to protect the defender's heart was the hope that I'd see her again. We are near debt. Alright, thank you for your answers. I have to go. Go! May Yomide keep you safe. Okay, I know a lot of information, not all of it I need really, but okay. I needed to speak with everyone. Now I know everything that happens. I have a lot of quests. I have new magic sword and new companion that I will take soon. Okay. Can I reduce this guy? Go ahead. Don't take too long though.
Well, Chief, what do you got for me?
I talked to Irabet and I've decided to make you part of my troop. We'll see how it goes.
You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
Probably.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that big sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following?
Probably.
Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go, I'll show you the way.
Okay. Probably we'll also need to wipe out this thieflings. Let's see what's in the barrels. Oh, nice. By the way, what it is. And what happens? Huh? Probably something will happen after all. This way I'm seeing more and more loot. Not like I really need it, but still. Oh, wait a second. One down, one up. It's hard to see. This one is up.
In due time.
What if we need to down them all? Hard to see. I can go outside somewhere. Probably it can open something on this level. Or maybe outside. I'm not sure. And he's straight third level. Elder Scoundrel. Damn, he's so funny. She looks tough, but here she looks very, I don't know, thin. And here he looks very, I don't know, like 20 strength at least. But he has only 10. But oh well. Using daggers. Probably can cast something. What about his class? Rogue? Eldritch Corner, okay. Half-caster Rogue. Can be useful at the beginning. Probably I don't need him on high levels. But maybe I can switch him to Arcane Trickster. Can be a bit better. Maybe not. And he can use arcane spells. Yeah, the plus of arcane spells is spells like magic missiles. I mean, not elemental spells. It can do some damage. Some resistant enemies. Yeah, he probably needs mage armor because he cannot cast in other stuff. Not cover spray. Okay, anyway. Magic missiles. Probably is the best spell for now. You also can use Snape for hit dice. Not very useful. Grease, very useful, yeah. So, yeah, I can take 2 magic missiles and 1 grease. Tough situation, and this is enough probably. Also in theory can be useful this one, but only 1 to 6 point of damage. Range attach attack. This is not range attach attack, so you can use it for sneaky damage probably if you have the feat. Open fine knees. Open fight and double slice. Grab scrolls. Oh yeah, double slice very useful. Because he has 0 strength actually. But well. You can use only daggers. It's fine, yes or not. No, okay, we'll see. Another drop finder. Can we have at least 1 decent strength character? For now I'm not happy with Pathia. Probably from how Pathia I'm happy only with Paladin. Not because she's paladin, but okay, paladin is not bad choice. That she's okay, like a person. Others, I don't know. Every one of them has its own minuses. Probably Lan is mostly okay, even if he is weirdo. Okay, let's end for today. I need to move to the vet clinic with my cat Sam. So yeah, today was pretty short stream, and damn, it was so many dialogues today. But okay, we did it. Next time we can do more action stuff and more quests. So tomorrow will be Sunday, so I will play D&D. No streams tomorrow, so we continue from Monday. Yeah, from at the same time. So thank you for watching. Good weekend for you guys. See you next time. So bye bye.